Thank you, Chairwoman Fox. Chairwoman, today I rise to voice my strong support for this bipartisan piece of legislation, H.R. 7233, the Jenna Quinn Law of 2024. This bill comes at a critical time. Child sexual abuse has become a silent epidemic. It is one of the most underreported crimes in the nation. Sadly, in America alone, there are an estimated 42 million survivors of sexual abuse. That's 1 in 4 girls and 1 in 13 boys nationwide. And tragically, more than 90% of children who are the victims of sexual abuse know and trust their abuser. Instead of serving as a safe haven for these kids, these trusted adults misuse their positions at the life-changing expense of these young kids. One part of the solution to this tragic reality can be found through preventive education and giving other adults in the lives of these kids the training and tools needed to recognize child abuse and help stop it immediately. Education, combined with a comprehensive set of prevention policies, is an important tool to prevent child sexual abuse. School personnel report 52% of all identified child abuse cases classified as causing harm to the child. This is more than any other profession or organization, including Child Protective Services and the police. For that, we are extremely grateful to our education partners. And that is one of the reasons why my colleagues and I have introduced H.R. 7233, the Jenna Quinn Law of 2024. This legislation will authorize the Department of Health and Human Services to allow existing federal grants to be used by eligible entities for increasing evidence-based or informed instruction on sexual abuse prevention, education, and reporting to teachers and school employees, students and caregivers as well, and other adults who work with children. Importantly, this bill also includes a provision that requires the Comptroller General of the United States to provide oversight and submit a report to the respective committees not later than 5 years after enactment to ensure that the funds are used effectively and transparently. Over the past year, I've had the privilege to meet and get to know the namesake of this bill, Jenna Quinn. She is an incredibly brave woman from Texas, and she has an incredible story of recovery. As a teen, she traumatically experienced sexual abuse at the hands of a trusted adult. Tragically, her story is repeated far too often in homes, schools, and other environments that should be safe for our young children. Yet because of Jenna's tireless work and her bravery and her dedication, the Texas legislature passed the Jenna Quinn Law, which led to more education for educators, students, and parents to help them identify early warning signs of child abuse. Jenna's Law has been heralded as a resounding success, and it has prevented countless young children from experiencing the same trauma as she did. In fact, a study found that after Jenna's Law passed in Texas in 2009, educators reported abuse at a rate of almost 4 times more after receiving education and instruction about that kind of abuse. Now, thanks to Jenna's relentless efforts, more than half of the 50 states in our country have adopted similar legislation that reflects this Texas statute. Each life is precious, Madam Chairwoman, and each life deserves protection. I am confident that this legislation will prevent the evil of child sexual abuse more than we are today, and it'll help identify children who have experienced that or are currently experiencing that, and will find pathways of healing for them. Notably, Senator Cornyn from Texas also introduced a counterpart bill in the Senate earlier this year, and it passed by unanimous consent in February. Now it's our turn in the House to take a meaningful step towards preventing and protecting the most vulnerable. In closing, let me express many thanks to my Democratic colleague, Susan Wild, for her work on this legislation and her support of it. For these reasons, and many, many more, and on behalf of Jenna Quinn, I urge the rest of my colleagues to support the passage of the Jenna Quinn Law of 2024. I yield back.